I want to break free.
What do you expect about the tournament?
I expect it's going to be smooth, no rain, sunshiny, not 36 holes like yesterday. Awesome. Got awesome volunteers like you, Azul.
Do you have a favorite player?
I have a lot of favorite players, not just one. I used to grow up watching these guys here at the Houston Open back when they were on the regular tour. Scott McCarron here, one of the leaders. He's like on fire. He just won last week. But of course, I got guys that haven't won a lot of majors, but are cool guys like Michael Allen. But you got a lot of champions. Tom Kite. You got Jose Maria Olazabal, 7 Masters champions, U.S. Open champions here, all of them.
What do you think a player think before a tournament?
Ooh, well, you know what? After talking to a lot of these players, they're big on routine. They just they play to win, but it's all about one shot at a time. So I don't think they're thinking anything other than stick with their routine and try to make birdies.
Do you think Tiger Woods is still getting nervous in a tournament?
Ooh, nervous. What's funny is I like to watch a lot of interviews, and I think it's almost like I've never even heard him say nerves now. A lot of normal guys seem to say they still have a little jitters. I don't know for him if he has the nerves. That would be a good question to ask Tiger Woods, and you should do that, Azul. So we're going to get that. We're going to make that happen.
I want that.
You're going to make that happen.
Yeah.
But you know what? Today we'll go interview some players, and let's ask them that. Over the age of 50, do they still get nervous on the first tee? That's a great question. We're going to ask them.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think is more physical or mental ability?
There's a famous quote: the hardest course in golf is 5 inches, the one between your ears, right? So golf is very much more of a mental game, but yes, you have to physically, you got to swing with a good balance. So there's obviously a lot of physical, but it's when all these guys have skill, the winners though have it here, right? So it's definitely more mental.
Okay, thank you. Do you think a professional players still get nervous in a tournament?
Yes. Jack Nicklaus said, if you don't get butterflies, you don't care.
Yeah, but
So
how
it's
about you? How about you?
How would I? Yeah, all the time. I mean,
Okay.
it's about uncertainty and the unknown and what's going to happen next and all that kind of stuff. So,
Do you think it's more mental ability than physical?
I think it's a combination of both. I mean, because if you're in a good mental state, your physical game will be better, and vice versa. I mean, if you're physically swinging well, it seems like it's pretty easy to be in a good frame of mind. So.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're
My
welcome.
first question is, do you still get nervous in a tournament?
I get very nervous actually, especially, kind of on the first tee, but if you're playing well and you got, a putt mid-round or, 3-4 footer that kind of keep the momentum of your round going, there's always a little bit of anxiety and butterflies in there. So then I just fall back on just concentrating on my routine. I take a deep breath and a big exhale kind of right before I hit the putt to kind of get rid of all the anxiety. I try and, blow it out, so to speak, and that kind of helps calm me down. But I still get nervous, and that's kind of why I play, because if I didn't get nervous and butterflies when I played, I knew that I would then know that I'm kind of not into it as much. So I'm glad I get nervous still.
Yeah. What do you think before a tournament?
I'm focusing on what I'm not doing well. It's easy to go to the range if you're a good iron player and just hit irons all day, but if your 3-wood's no good or you're not putting good, people generally don't want to practice what they're not doing well. So I always try and focus on what I'm struggling with to get that up to par with the rest of my game. It's something different every week too. It's whether I'm not driving it well, a 3-wood's not good, my irons are off, short game's not great. This game's unrelenting. It's always going to expose your weaknesses.
Yeah.
So you better work on your weaknesses, because you certainly don't want to play around them.
Yeah. Do you think it's more physical than mental ability?
No, I would 100% say it's mental.
That's what I said earlier.
Yeah. It's
The old,
especially at our level, everybody can swing at it, hit it, or you wouldn't be playing on tour. But what differentiates how Bernard Langer at 61 can still beat guys who are 50 out here is because he doesn't make mistakes up here. And biggest thing is he's committed to every shot he hits. He's never walking into a shot thinking, I don't know if I have the right club, I don't know what shot I'm going to hit. when he's walking into the shot, he knows that he's got the right club for the shot he's trying to hit, and then he just executes better than most guys out here. So, you know, physically, I think everybody can play golf, but mentally, that's why Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, you know, all the greats have been better than the rest.
Did you have a putting routine that you like, I'm going to do this completely? You knew exactly what you were doing with, I'm going to hit some lag putts, some short putts, a set routine for just today?
My routine is I go around the hole like at 12, 3, 6, and 9, like a clock. And, you know, I have some right to lefters, left to righters, a couple straight putts or semi-straight putts. And I try and hit 12, and I try and make all 12. And it's harder than you think, but I do it from 4 feet because that just kind of gives me confidence, you know.
Sure.
So I like seeing the ball go in the hole. I don't need to practice 10, 12 footers all day long. You're not going to make a ton of those. But if I'm making my 3, 4 footers, then I feel like I can putt more aggressively from 20, 30 feet, because if I run it 3 feet by, I'm not so worried about it. So I always figure if you can make your 3, 4 footers, you shouldn't have any reason not to make a few 15, 20 footers.
You're doing some Golf Channel work too, right? So
I work for Fox Sports now. We do the U.S. Opens. Yeah. I moved over 4 years ago.
So you're going to appreciate these girls getting their interview
interest in broadcasting. Nice.
Well, look, I think, girls, we need to wrap it up so we can get focused again, but we appreciate your time.
Anytime. Fun stuff. You guys, good luck to you.
We have internal, like Monday, Friday.
I'll show you. So that's all the course. All these are sprinkler heads.
Okay.
They're marked, every one of them has got a yardage to the green. And we do this all beforehand. And then we draw the little mounds in the greens.
Yeah.
And then when the player asks how far you got to tell them, you got 150 yards. And the pins move every day, so you got to know where they are on every green.
Do they ask like the exact yard?
Exact yard, yes.
You usually have 3, right? Front, middle, and back?
Yeah, very good, yes. And you give them front, then you give them the pin, wherever the flag is. And then they want to know how far the back is too, so they don't hit it over the green.
So what's your role as a caddy to get the player into their best mental game?
That's a good question. Just whatever they feel comfortable with. You know, every one of them's got a different routine.
Yeah.
And that's what you got to figure out. Some guys play faster, some guys play slower.
Yeah.
Some guys want to do different things. And as long as you just got to keep them in their comfort zone,
Yeah.
I think they play better.
And what do you do when your player gets out of that comfort zone?
You try little tricks, but you don't want to get too crazy being the sports psychologist. But
Yeah.
you just try to, cheer them up when they're a little down. Give them a little kick in the butt.
If they fail a driver, what they're gonna think?
Well, they know we play all those practice rounds, so they know what they're going to hit on every tee. You know how the hole's going to play, and then they know every yardage. Every club we have a certain yardage we hit, so they know what they're going to hit.
Do they change their routine at the tournament?
Not usually. You try to stay in the same routine. They're a little more relaxed on the practice days, but when the tournament starts, and you guys saw it out there, they're pretty serious.
If the player get mad,
Yeah,
what do you do?
that's a tough one. That's a good question. So if you're a friend, so let's say you're best friends and she gets really mad at you, what would you do? What's the first thing that you do? Do you walk away, be quiet? Do you talk to her? What do you do?
Try to help her.
So how would you help her? You know her well, right? So let's say it's over a boy and you know the boy. So what would you say to her that she's struggling with that?
I will try to tell her what the good things to do, what she should do.
Good answer. Same with us. So if he's mad, we say, hey, it's okay, you still have a putt. Or you're a good bunker player. Or try and put a positive flow to what we're doing. Get rid of his negative, right? So you told her, oh, that boy's not worth it, right? We can go on to new boys. And we do the same thing. That's okay. Bogey's a bogey. Let's just go to the next. So that's why. Does that answer? Yeah.
So, do you think professional players still get nervous?
Oh, every one of them. Tom Watson, Jack Nicklaus, they all get nervous. Every one of them. Yeah, and they will say they're not, but they do.
Oh, you know, like your role is to know everything about the player. Just be like the doctor for right
Yes,
now.
yes.
So I'm wondering, what about the routine? What's your role?
Well, first I would say it's not really doctor, it's a friend. Would be the first thing, right? You got to be a friend first. The second part is I have to know my yardages and I have to know what his yardages are. Then it's up to him to take the club and make the right shot.
Yeah.
We can talk about it, but ultimately it's up to him.
Yeah.
So it's my job to be calm, to be a friend, and then to know the yardages. We have a book, right?
Yeah.
So it all depends on where he hits it, right? So let's say he hits it right to the 135.
Yeah.
My job is to get that number, and then we have a yardage for where the pin is. And so I get the yardage, I tell him, here's the front, here's to the pin, the wind is coming here, the wind is coming there, and then we talk about the club.
Yeah.
Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's all based on our book.
Yeah.
And what the numbers say on so this is what says on the sprinkler is in the black, and then in the red, that's what's to the front. And so these are all 5-yard increments.
Yeah.
And so let's say the pin's on 21, so we know 135 plus 21, that's what the number is. And that's what we do.
Yeah.
So that's what our practice rounds are about. That's what our knowing the course is about. And then he just has to know how far does he hit it 160 yards. Is the wind in? Is the wind to the side? That sort of stuff. That's our talk together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Nice to meet
Have
you.
fun. Yeah, you too. Thank you.
Good luck. What do you think before a tournament?
I don't think anything. I'm just trying to prepare, prepare in the practice round to make sure my yardage book has everything in there that I want to get in there, and have a game plan, and know where I want to hit the ball, where I don't want to hit it, and then try and do the best I can.
Okay. If you make a bad shot, what do you make to solve that?
I just try to forget it, but it's easier said than done. Just try to move on because it's already history, it's already in the past. It doesn't help anything in the future. The next shot is always the most important.
What do you think is important of sticking to your routine at a tournament?
Well, you gotta, the routine or the pre-shot routine?
The pre-shot routine.
Pre-shot routine is very important because it, makes you, creates muscle memory, I think, and the body feels more comfortable going through certain motions that you've done on the driving range and then practice rounds, and then you're just going out in the tournament competition days. So it can't differentiate whether it's really important or less important, and that's what you want, because most of us get nervous.
Yeah.
And so you want to do everything you can to feel comfortable in those situations.
Do you still get nervous at a tournament?
Oh yeah, I think if you don't get nervous, you're dead. So everybody's nervous out there. If anyone says they're not nervous, don't believe it.
Well, thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much. Thank
Pleasure.
You. Good luck today.
Yeah, all the best. Take care.
Thank you. What you do if the player gets mad?
Yeah, that's a good question. Try to change the subject, whatever he's mad about. You try to talk about something other than what got him mad. Sometimes you just let him be mad. Just don't say anything. So you got to kind of feel it out. Depends on who your player is and how they act.
What's your role in helping the player stick to his routine?
You constantly keep telling them, say, hey, just get in your routine. You're a little quick or you're a little fast or something like that if you notice it. And for him, a lot of it, we always talk, like just about every hole, say, hey, try to stay in rhythm. Try to stay in rhythm. Just always keep bringing it up. And the more you talk about it, the more you verbalize it, the better chance they got of doing it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Let me ask you, do you still get nervous when you playing?
Well, you still get a little bit nervous before you start. Just the anticipation of going in for competition. I think if you're not nervous, there's something wrong. You always got to choose something to get a little bit nervous and you're a little bit excited. And I certainly am ready for that today.
What you do if you have a flash shot?
Well, one, you got to replace it with a good one, and whether you take a little practice swing or whether you just see that ball flight going where you want it to go, and then you got to move on. That's the biggest thing out here is be patient. Your bad shots are going to come, but after they come, just go ahead and move on because it's time for the next one.
Do you change your routine in the tournament?
Don't change the routine. I have a routine that I practice all the time, and that routine will stay exactly the same today.
Okay, when you get mad, do you want to hear something?
When you get mad, I don't want to hear anything. I just want to move on. Basically, try not to get mad. You just got to be even keel.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. what do you think? Is more mental ability or physical?
Well, it's both. You got to have the physical ability to be able to do it, but then you got to be able to have to control your emotions while going through the process. And that's the biggest thing, is to focus on the process, not the result.
Well,
do you work on, before the tournament, do you work on things that you're struggling with, like that day, that you feel like you need to?
If I'm going to work on, I'm going to work on putting. If I'm not putting well, I'll go work on things that I'm not doing. I'll also work on the things that I'm doing well, too, to ingrain them.
That's cool.
Great questions.
well,
Thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. We'll see you out
Thank you
there.
so much.
Always. I think if you don't get nervous, you kind of lost your spirit, your love for the game. I mean, your competitiveness. I need to be nervous to know that I'm wanting to go out there and play well.
What do you think before, in, and after a tournament?
Before, I'm always thinking of course management, how to set up the golf course, and then after what I did wrong, try to critique it, try to critique the round, to try to get ready for the next day.
Okay. When you get mad, do you want to hear something from your caddy?
Not really. No, I kind of keep it all within when I get mad. But I mean, he knows how I am. I think that's one thing about a caddy-player relationship is he knows me. He knows when to kind of back away. He knows when to say something positive or something good. Come on, we get that back or whatever. Caddy-player relationship is very important.
So, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So we're here in the tournament with Scott McCarron. He's gonna win this tournament. We are sure about that. I've been following this tournament at the beginning. He's just gonna win. He got it.
2-shot lead. All he has to do is 2-putt.
2 putts.
3-putt even.
He got it too close.
Yeah, it's okay. All
He
you
got
gotta do is
this.
tap in.
Pure and one. You just mark it?
Hey Britt, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Just driving back.
It's gonna end.
Tap in to win. To win by 2.
He just won.
I was just hoping that I could, play my best and see what happens.
What do you think right now?
I'm happy with how I played. I would have liked to win, but it's only one winner every week, so it's difficult.
Do you like your play?
Yes, I was very happy with how I played.
To all the kids that are gonna watch this, what you want to tell them?
Well, the main thing is to have fun when you play golf and enjoy it. That's the number one thing about playing golf.
Well, do you get nervous?
Oh, yeah, sure, a little bit. Yeah, but that's natural. If you're not nervous, then you probably shouldn't be playing. So in a tournament.
Do you think getting mad is a bad thing?
Yeah, I don't think getting mad at yourself helps you. I think you have to just play one shot at a time, and after you hit it, it's over. Let it go and go on to the next one.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm Jenny, sorry.
Take a rest.
Look how beautiful you guys are.
Oh my gosh, thanks.
Meron en 5 de. Get close.
Wait,
Azul and
so we're
Thais. Move close.
We're doing a YouTube video?
Yeah.
It's my first
They're
one.
great. Just be relaxed. They like funny. They like chill.
We are chill.
I'm chill now.
So hi. So your wife is Scott.
Yes.
What do you think about this game?
It's amazing right now.
Do you like following him?
I love it. I love golf too, so I like following him. I like being in the mix. I like hanging out with all his friends, being here. Yes. For the good and the bad.
Yeah. All the time. You already know that he was gonna win.
I never like to jinx it, so I wait till the last putt goes in.
That's fair. Are you proud?
Yes.
Of course
I'm proud.
you are.
Yes.
You're happy.
Yes.
Of course you are.
Are you nervous out there for
Yes,
him?
very. I'm probably more nervous than
But you
he
still
is.
watch it. You don't like.
And I know how good he is, but I still get nervous, and I think, why am I getting so nervous?
Yeah.
He's had how many wins this year?
10.
10
not,
wins.
not this year, but in total.
Within the season.
So this is his second one this year. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Does
Does he get nervous? I think so. I think he does. He has to breathe and take deep breaths.
To all the kids that are going to watch this, what do you want to tell them?
You're going to make me cry. Believe in your dreams. Yeah. You can do anything.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
What? Another questions? Okay, go ahead.
Well, this is fast. What you did to keep the score?
What did I do to get that score?
Yeah.
I stayed very patient. We talked about this earlier that, having the lead, you've got to be patient. You're going to hit some bad shots, which I did, but I couldn't let those bother me too much. Stay very even keel. Scott McCarron was pushing me all day long, as you got to see. He was playing great, so I had to stay very focused on every shot, one at a time.
Did you already know at the beginning that you were going to do this?
First say I'm going to do this, all I say is I'm going to try to hit the first fairway. I start there. I want to hit the first fairway, and then after that, I'll take it one shot at a time. I don't want to get too far ahead, but I know if I'm playing well, having that 3-shot lead, someone was going to have to play some good golf. Scott McCarron did that today, and certainly had an opportunity to win, and I feel very fortunate to come on top.
Yeah. To all the kids that are going to watch this, what do you want to say to them?
What I want to say is come out and play golf. It's a great game. You can play for a lifetime. It's a lot of fun, teach you a lot of life skills, and go for it.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. You're a very good interviewer. Thank you very
And
much.
1,000 times I've seen this road, 1,000 times. I've got no roots, but my